Get a little bicep vein going. Oh yeah. All right, what's this video about? What's up, guys, by the way? I'm talking about Yohimbine. Actually, both versions of it. The regular Yohimbine that you would get from most supplements, and then what's a little bit more popular nowadays, which is the Rauwolscine. I think that's how you say it. Other companies sell it as Alpha Yohimbine. It's said to be a little bit more potent than regular Yohimbine, but before we get to that, let's talk about regular Yohimbine. So I've used a couple different Yohimbines out there. The HCl, the actual extract, the bark. It was Jacked Factory that I use, actually. Not sponsored, not in any way affiliated by Jacked Factory, but it was like the one, kill the fly. It was the one supplement or the one brand that I saw the best reviews on. So I'm like, you know what? Let's give this a try. And I gotta say, I like it. I think it's a very unique supplement slash drug, if we're being honest, for two reasons. One, what you're going to see more often than not is Yohimbine being touted as like a fat loss agent. From a scientific perspective, it blocks the like the alpha receptors in your like lower abdomen, your back, your just like your stubborn like body fat areas, and it makes your body more efficient at oxidizing the fat in those like areas of your body. So in layman's terms, yes, it's supposed to get rid of stubborn body fat. That's one thing. Number two, because it does release like the amount of catecholamines that you have like in your bloodstream, it's a pretty good pre-workout also. You're gonna feel pretty like jacked and stacked taking it, almost to the point where you actually feel uncomfortable. I've had many moments where I've taken Yohimbine only to have it kind of backfire on me, in the sense that baseline, I'm a very calm person, but something about Yohimbine would just take me from like a calm baseline to like a very hyper aggressive baseline. Like I've had moments where I like walk into the gym, and if somebody looks at you funny, like you can't help but like want to like tackle them. Obviously, like, well, I never did that, and I'd imagine most people taking that also have enough like self-awareness that they're not going to do exactly just that. But I'd be lying if I said it was like completely side effect free. And I know for a fact that I'm not the only one that behaves this way or reacts to it like that. I've had friends also take the same stuff I was taking, and they also, you could see their mentality change from like, okay, calm and collected like you normally see them in the gym, to like just hyper aggressive and like hyper focused, where it's just like, damn dude, okay, lay off the Yohimbine because this ain't working out well for you whatsoever. Great pre-workout though, nonetheless. It does crank your energy up through the roof, but they also say that if you are prone to anxiety, you kind of want to be careful with it. It may induce a panic attack. A lot of people do talk about how they almost feel like short of breath when they're on it. I've had that only when I've taken it before deadlifts. When if I would take Yohimbine as a pre-workout and have like a deadlift or heavy like squat session, not even heavy squat session actually, maybe just like a regular squat session, I would notice that like lack of air coming into your system, where it's just like, damn, I'm kind of like struggling for air right now. This is weird. Everything else though, like if you're doing moderate weight or if you're just doing cardio, it was actually more beneficial than not. But it was still a little bit on the heavier side. So now enter Alpha Yohimbine, so Rauwolscine. It's a much smoother and actually more potent version of Yohimbine. So with Yohimbine, it was like 10 milligrams that you needed to take eventually. Actually, I take that back. It's 0.2 milligrams per kilogram of body weight. That's like the ideal dosage that you do want to take with Yohimbine. And the problem with that is you just get to a certain point where you're taking like 7 or 8 capsules, depending on how heavy you are. And it just doesn't feel healthy anymore. Like, it gets to the point where it's like, damn, like, am I going to be taking 10 capsules before I know it? Like, where's this going to? Where is this leading? Uh, Once again, like, very stimulatory. If you take too much, you're going to have a bad time. But if you take the right dose, it's doable. However, with Rauwolscine, that one's way smoother. It's a much more cleaner energy. Instead of taking like, 7, 8 capsules for like the efficacious dose, I've only taken 2 milligrams, which is 1 capsule. Every capsule is 2 milligrams of the brand that I use, at least, Jack Factory. And the energy you get from it, it's also like a potent go-getter energy, and it's way smoother. You don't get that aggression anymore, which is actually really good, because I'm not trying to feel like I just like took some like tren. Never taken steroids actually, but I'd imagine that the aggression you get from taking too much regular Yohimbine is kind of similar to that of like trenbolone. I could be completely wrong, but what I'm trying to say is you do get aggressive off of it, and that's never fun. With Rauwolscine, you don't notice that. The main caveat, in my opinion, actually, with Yohimbine versus Rauwolscine is Yohimbine had a tendency to really stim you up and make you a little bit stronger for your actual weightlifting. It's similar to ephedrine. If anybody's ever taken like the ECA stack before, ephedrine's just like really good at firing up your central nervous system, and all your lifts actually feel way lighter than usual. Yohimbine kind of gave me a very similar feeling. Like, it would take like, I don't know, a 225 pound bench press and make it feel like you're repping like 185 instead. With Rauwolscine, I don't really notice that, but at the end of the day, if it's supposed to be a fat burner, it actually works better in this situation because it makes your cardio feel like a breeze. Like, if anybody struggles with like running on the treadmill, or even like taking care of like 45 minutes on the treadmill, Rauwolscine really has a tendency to make your cardio session feel way lighter, way smoother, and you almost kind of like start enjoying it because it like puts you in that zone where you have like that focused energy, and it doesn't have that same like cardiovascular effect that Yohimbine does, where it feels like you're short of air at times. With Rauwolscine, you actually feel pretty damn good, and like you feel like you have way more endurance as a result. So all in all, by the way, this is my first YouTube video, so forgive me if I'm like kind of like going on tangent here and then going back over there. I'm also kind of like ADD by nature, so I'm trying to do my best right now. But that's my 2 cents. Both supplements have their benefits. At the end of the day, if I had to pick one, I would definitely say go with Rauwolscine versus Yohimbine. For both, just a better and cleaner pre-workout, Rauwolscine's going to be better. And then for fat loss via getting your cardio out of the way more efficiently, I'm going to have to go with Rauwolscine also. And caveat, these 2 supplements, they're not like miracle pills. It's not like you take them and then all of a sudden you could continue eating the same diet and miraculously see weight loss. You still have to do your work. And these 2 supplements only work when you're in a fasted state. And in said fasted state, that's when you're going to want to also do your cardio. And yes, there's studies out there talking about how fed state and fasted state cardio equates to the same fat loss. From a pharmacological perspective, when you do have Rauwolscine in your system before fasted cardio, you are going to be oxidizing that much more fat in the meantime. So that's my 2 cents. I hope this video serves a few people well. If there's any more questions, truth be told, leave a comment and I'll be more than happy to respond in the meantime. So thanks, guys.